And that's what Mainers want. That's all they want.
So true.
That's all they want.
Leave me alone, baby. Live free.
Leave me alone. You do you. I do me. That's what Mainers want.
Just find a place to make your stand and take it easy.
My name is G.W. Martin. We're here in Montville, Maine, where I've lived my whole life. Grew up with 3 younger sisters. Both sets of my grandparents lived in town. We never had a lot of money. When we moved here when I was 5, we moved out of a little camp about a mile through the woods into a trailer house with a wood stove. I grew up poor, grew up well, grew up healthy. Great parents, honest, stayed together. A little bit sheltered, some things. Other things, probably not so much. But for me, I think it's a very special thing to be able to raise your family the way you want to raise them. Do what you want to do over the course of the day. Not be stuffed into a box or cookie cut into some assembly line, but be free. That's why I live the way I live. Because I'm free.
You're free, baby.
I'm free, man. Free. And I want to teach my kids the joys of being free. And then they can go out and they can do freedom how they want to do it. Right?
Yes.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about for me anyway.
Yeah.
You know. Appreciate you coming by, buddy.
Oh, I just love seeing you, man. I just wish I lived nearby. I'd be hanging out here all the time. I like that rock.
Yeah, so that's traditional Maine seafood rock, lobster rock.
Yeah.
So if you look over there, you'll see some flat rocks behind it where
Yeah.
you can set your your turkey burners on.
Uh-huh.
You see what I mean? And then the lobster and whoever can park in the shade, back up to that. There's some stone steps right there, and you flop his tailgate down so he can walk right onto his truck and get to his lobster, see? So you need cook, and when the lobsters are done,
American ingenuity.
you just dump the lobsters on the rock or the crab or whatever, and you bring some sticks of firewood over there. I mean, that's the easiest lobster cracker you're gonna get, a rock, some sticks of firewood,
It's a great rock.
Oh no, it's a great rock. You just kind of.
I mean, what you've done here, GW, is amazing. You got a real piece of heaven. You've been here since you were 5 years old, you told me.
5 years old. So I mean, you were in Bingham.
Yeah.
You saw the beginning of it.
I saw
I
it.
got my camera stolen in Bingham, but that was at the beginning of this decline.
Well, it was the Oxycontins that came
Yeah,
into
the
Bing.
Bills came in.
I mean, you were part of my River Rat.
Yeah, I was there.
I mean,
Right,
what I
right.
did is I tried to get people to come into the area, and it was a fun place, Moose
Yeah.
Valley.
Well, there's. I mean,
But
you
the
remember the
Oxycontins
groups
were
of
back.
kids that would hang out and walk up and down?
Yeah.
Kids
Yeah.
would play on 201 in the streets coming up through Bingham.
Yeah.
I come down through Bingham because my daughter's up there raft guiding right now at Adventure Bound.
Oh, is she?
And I come down through there the other day. That place is done.
Well, they tore down my building.
There's buildings falling down. There's houses that no one's living in. There's not a kid to be seen on the street. And this was Saturday.
When I did that downtown project, I mean, we brought the town back. It was amazing. I fixed all the old buildings up. You were hanging out in the Moose Alley Inn restaurant pub. I bought the Oddfellows Hall. I bought the brick building. I bought the houses around it, fixed them up. They weren't selling for a big money.
Yeah.
But then I would be crawling around under my belly, jacking up the building and getting it straight. When they tore down that building, that was probably one of the dumbest decisions that town ever made. I mean, it was the iconic building.
Yeah.
There was nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
They could have. I know it. I put all new beams underneath the bottom of that building myself. I dragged them underneath there, and to see it change. The Oxycontin came in, and that was where the trouble started, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I remember it. Yeah.
It was, and that was, well, Christ, I'm trying to think when it was. It was probably
The 90s, late 90s.
late 90s, 97, 98, 99, you know,
Late 90s.
and
It started going
and
downhill.
it was just like, okay,
It's been a steady decline.
yeah, and you see that these towns. That was a big. Maine was a service center town.
Yeah.
It was the town. You know, you had.
It was the gateway to North Woodstock.
It was the gateway.
It's nice and flat and fertile until you get to Bingham, and then it goes uphill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a greenville.
Moscow, Carrollton, Forks, right? I mean, it was beautiful. Moxie Falls, all that area. Yeah. So drugs has been a big problem.
So when you moved up there,
Yeah.
that's where you really met Mainers.
Oh, absolutely. I freaking loved it too.
That's where you
I
met.
fit in.
Oh, no, I bet you
They used
did,
to
yeah.
bust my chops and say, "Oh, the flatland."
Oh yeah, no, oh for sure.
Lives in a big yellow house, right? But you know,
But all us Mainers,
Yeah.
I'm 5 generations.
yeah,
Some of my best friends moved in from away.
yeah.
You know, they'll never be Mainers.
No,
The kids might, you know what I mean?
kids
It's
might,
all
my kids might, right.
right? But the reality is there is a large section of Maine where the people weren't born here. And there's an even larger section of Maine where the people that are from here have really, really close connections to those that have moved here. And I mean, that is maybe 40, 50 years ago, maybe that was more of a thing, but I think that's one of your assets because you know what type of grit and what type of personality, what type of problems, okay, what type of things that they aspire to, these people that want to live up in the northern rural sections of our state. You know that.
I lived there. It was,
You know that, right? They came to you back.
That's right.
You know their families. You know their kids.
Yeah.
You know that gives you being able to understand that type of person.
Alan's Coffee Brandy.
Yeah. Being able to understand that type of person, and where then you moved, and that when you was telling me your story, I'm like, you know, hey, this guy's on to something. Because he understands. He's not the guy from down in Portland
No.
that just made a bunch of money, and he's going to run for governor, right?
No.
He's not the guy that maybe was from Maine, left Maine, came back. He's going to run for governor. You know, this guy went. I didn't know why you did it. I taught your daughter now. I understand, you know, that you were a quite accomplished builder, 1,100 employees.
Right. Yeah.
That's impressive. Didn't realize that about you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if I tell you,
Yeah,
everything,
no, I didn't realize that about you. You know what I mean? And now
It doesn't
makes
mean
sense.
anything.
It makes
I mean,
sense
It
now.
means something for what I'm doing now. But
It makes sense now. If you've done it,
yeah.
no wonder you're running for governor. You know how to manage a bunch of people.
Yeah, I do.
You know, you've done that. Right. So, and the fact that you then moved to Portland.
Yeah. Begrudgingly, believe me, my wife was.
It is what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
There's great people in Portland area too.
There is. I've met some great folks
But
there.
it's a different lifestyle than that northern Maine. And you done some developing down there, and then you got into real estate. Now, I am not a realtor's fan, especially growing up, because I saw property taxes but the more I've learned over the years, to be a good real estate agent, you have to be a very good negotiator.
Closer, we call it. That's true. You got to be able. You got to be able to listen.
You got to be able to listen.
You've got to be able to deliver. You really have to be honest, because if you lie, then
That's what I'm
they
saying.
know.
Yeah.
People who lie, they forget who they told what lie to, and people and Mainers, in particular, Mainers can read people like a book.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's it.
First time I met you was at the Union Fair.
Yeah.
And you know, I really liked you from the first day I met you, because
Yeah.
you're my kind of guy. You're salt of the earth guy.
I really, that's why I met an authentic guy.
Yeah,
You know?
and we talked and had a couple sausage sandwiches, and I bet you were real, you know. And I learned about you and your wife and your children and how you live and what you do, and the practices that you don't just, you practice what you believe and you practice what you preach. This isn't about me. This is about you, my kids, my grandkids, people's businesses, And if you think you can, if you think you make a difference, you have to do it. And that's why I get involved. I always say, as from the first day I met you, you'd be a great legislator, right? Because you would be that guy like me who would stand up and would speak your piece and not take no for an answer and influence people in a positive way, right? Like you have more positivity than your pinky finger. I mean, you love the state, and you love God, you love your family, you love freedom. I mean that's what I'm about.
Yeah,
and I just saw that the first day we met.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question. You've known me a while, right? And you knew me before, but we didn't know you know me, right? The Bingham thing, right? And you look at what I did up there in that town, and then you look at what I'm doing now. And is it, for you as a person you're definitely Maine made, right? You're a true Mainer. No one can ever living a dream.
Yeah.
So
not everybody's dream is to make a bunch of money.
And you see me, and you're pretty smart. You study things. I know how you think, because you think like I do. But what do you want from your next governor?
Let's see. Well, we're in a mess. The state of Maine is not the state of Maine that I grew up in. And I don't think that there's really anybody on the right or the left or in the middle that is absolutely happy and ecstatic with the state of Maine is. Right? We went down you can blame it on the left, you can blame it on the right, you can blame it on bad decisions, regardless. We went down and found ourselves down this back road trail and lost, like Don Fendler, right? Friggin' lost, right? Yeah. So, and what I've seen is all these people, that's why we got so many who are running for governor, right? Like, because everyone's got this idea, how the hell we can get out of this mess? Because it's obvious that we're in a mess. So, for me, I'm a realist, okay? Getting to a place where our affairs are in order isn't some big grandiose idea, okay? Even though there's going to need to be a little bit of invention happening, but it doesn't have to be a brand new invention. It needs to take somebody who's courageous, because there's hits that you're going to be taking. But it is definitely not going to take somebody who whips a guy's ass and puffs his chest out, right? Because that's not how you put Maine back together. It's definitely not going to be that, right?
I agree.
Garrett, it's not going to be the guy that's looking to make Maine a stepping stone for another office.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be. We don't want that.
Don't worry about that one.
No, but think about it. We don't want that because we want somebody that's focused on the state of Maine.
Right.
We don't want somebody that only knows and understands northern Maine. We don't want somebody that only understands southern Maine. We want somebody who knows how to negotiate. We want somebody that's a good listener. We want somebody that has seen the decline in the state of Maine, because there is some backtracking that we have to do. There's also some new roads that we're going to have to head down. It takes a person, a well-balanced person, to be able to pull that off. The jack of all trades is our best next governor.
Wow.
And that's why I'm supporting you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's why I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm supporting you, man.
Hey.
Because you're a listener. You learn about people. You learn about me. So that means those stories that you acquired when you were living in the Bingham area, that's all part of that trail that Maine has gone down. You know all those stories. You also know the stories down in Portland. You also have the skills to put together big real estate deals. That means you have to be able to listen to both sides. And I would say probably number one is you can sell hope. Because when people buy a land or a piece of real estate, they have a dream.
Amen. It's so true, yeah.
They have something that they want to do with that. They want to spend their life in that place doing that. So you have a lot of experience dealing with people's dreams and their hopes and negotiating the reality of such. I'm not sure that you could have a better skill right now where the state of Maine is to be an effective governor. You can bring a lot of people together.
I always have.
Well,
That's my life. I've always done this. Right?
and you're not afraid to do something. I was talking to a friend the other day. It's like, he's down there picking up needles. That was a, campaign stunt. Well, at the end of the day, okay, so it was a campaign stunt. You know what happened? They got needles picked up.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it was,
right?
it was more like...
At the end of the day, you got needles picked up. I mean, that's a way to go, dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a man of action.
Right.
Good job.
You can talk the talk. We're going to walk the walk. You know what happened was I got involved with Lewiston because of that city councilor, Ivan Osmond. They actually appointed him, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
I know that much about it, but yeah.
They swore this guy in. He's out on gun charges, so I was there for the swearing in, and then I spoke.
Yeah.
And I said, this guy has no right to be a city councilor. He's a criminal, as far as I'm concerned, and right now he's, says his address is a home that's been condemned for 2 years. I said he never should have been on the ballot. And a couple days later he resigned, which was good. But then while I was there, I started talking with people. And I sell a lot of real estate in Lewiston. But then it went from that to the shooting victims funds.
Yeah.
Right? And misappropriation of the funds.
Right.
I'm like, wow. And then, next thing I know, it's the gateway scams with the NGOs.
Like a beagle.
It's like,
Smell it. Wait a minute. Hey, this thing's coming from over here, guys. Yeah.
and so then I went for a cruise. I went for a cruise with one of the police officers in town, and we stopped. And I got out of my car, and there was like 4 needles on the ground. I'm like, how bad is this? He says, you can't believe how bad it is. I said, well, show me. Wow. All right, and then that's when we did the needle thing, and what I saw was just unbelievable. Just they're aiding and abetting this illness, and not making it better. And that, on top of not making it better, they're making it dangerous for the citizens, the law-abiding, tax-paying citizens and children of that city. So yeah, I went down there and we filmed it. You know why? A lot of times people don't believe it's real. They think it's a scam, right? That people are just fabricating. Well, let me tell you this. What's happening in Lewiston and our other cities throughout the state of Maine with these needle programs, it's a scam, and what you're hearing about is real. I crawled underneath bridges. There was one bridge I went underneath, the guy had a mattress. He had pictures of his family. He had needles all around the bed. I mean, it was like no one should be living like this. And so I'm just that guy.
Hard, man.
If I see a problem,
you gotta fix it.
I gotta fix it.
The problem solver.
Right. It's like someone said to my daughter one time, "Well, your dad, he's a lazy guy," and she goes, "Do you know who my father is?" I don't stop.
Stop thinking.
You're like me. You
and
and I are
trying to solve the problem.
in a pot. It's like you're burning a candle at both ends. Because you just don't want to waste time. There's only so much time on this earth that we have, and you try and do as much as you can. You want to raise your family. You want to make sure your business is successful. You put food on the table, and that you can do as much good as you possibly can. And that's why I'm running.
Yeah, no,
this isn't like an ego thing.
I agree with you, and since I met you, I was like, you know what? As I learned more about you, I mean, you have. That's why you come off the way you do, because you have the skill set for the job. for the whole job.
And I like the other guys, you know, but
No,
honestly,
everyone, I think all of them, there's aspects of all of them that are, in reality, it's not just the Republican guys either. There's aspects of everybody that's running for governor. They want to do something that they
wanna
feel
do
is
good,
better.
but can they do it?
Can they do it?
That's
And-
the thing. I said in the beginning of the race, if I found someone that was better than me, I would drop out of the race and support them. I haven't dropped out yet, and I just haven't seen it. And so I mean, as much as I like all the other guys, I'm sorry, I'm in it to win it. I want to do as much good as I can.
Well, you got good instinct.
Yeah.
You know, that goes a long ways. You know, there's give and take in negotiation, and you understand that. You haven't just been a dictator.
No,
You know what I mean? You haven't.
You gotta listen.
You haven't spent your life just trying to convince somebody of something. You listen, because you can put things together if you're able to listen to all the different sides of the story and see with your own eyes what's going on. That's what Maine needs now for us to get out of this mess. And I personally, I wish you're running as an independent. I think you would do just as good or better. But I mean, I understand why you're running like as a Republican. I get it. But you have a great opportunity. The independents will get behind you because you can inspire them. They can see themselves in their governor. That's important.
Yeah.
That's important. You know, some of these guys are wicked good at talking and wicked good at articulating. Maybe they're wicked good at strategy, right? But are they good at negotiating?
Can they close it?
Can they close it?
Yeah.
Can they make the willing buyer, the willing seller work together? And that's what Maine needs right now. There's a big difference between Lewiston's problems and the problems here in Montville, Maine.
So true.
But there's problems here in Montville, Maine that's a big difference from Bingham's problems. See, and that ain't the same as Lewiston's problems either. But they're all interrelated. So it takes somebody that's able to listen, think about it, process it, and not be a bully. Work with everybody that's trying to make it better. Man, I think that's you.
Thank you, buddy.
Think
You know I'll fight like hell to make this
Yeah.
work, right?
No.
It's been my motto.
Whatever you got to do it.
Right, you got it. I
Do it.
promise.
You know, and I mean, I support you.
And
I
that
support you.
means a lot to me. I drove up here today, you know, and none of this we're talking about here was even remotely. This is just you and I, heart to heart. And you know, I drove up because when I met you that day, I said, "Man, there's a guy I like," you know, and just there's a guy I like. And I met your family. I'm like, Jesus, what a great family! What an example you are for the people of the
We're
state of
living
Maine.
free. It's all we're just living free.
You are.
We're living like anybody else wants to. We're just living free.
But-
I mean, there's some things you don't have when you're living free,
Yeah.
and there's other things that you would never ever give away.
Yeah.
The time I get to spend with my wife and my family.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
Homeschooling your kids.
Thank you, Lord.
Free from all the pressures of the outside, not being forced to put the stuff inside your kids' bodies because someone says you have to.
Made good decisions. I may have made some good
religious-
decisions. I didn't always make good decisions.
Oh, look, hey,
You know,
you learn.
it is what it is.
Listen,
yeah, you live and learn as long as you.
I
that's
say
right.
you don't strike out unless you get up to bat.
No, you got to swing. Got to swing to hit. Absolutely.
We are a product of all the things we've ever done. In our
Absolutely
life.
correct.
And my experience here in Maine for the past, 40 years now.
Yeah.
Part time, 30 years full time, and meeting and living where I did and doing what I did. Because I'm just a hands-on guy. Right? But I do know when to step back. I do know when to listen, and I know when to fight. Right? I know when to fight, and now's the time for us to stand up and elect somebody that's going to do the job.
Yeah.
I mean it. I don't think I say it a lot of times when I'm out talking to people, but I know all the candidates. I like them, most of them. And, there's, for me, you know, I'm the guy that's been here for over 20 years, standing up, and I wasn't running for office for conservative, traditional American family values. And as governor, I promise you'll get every bit of that.
Yeah.
24/7, 365.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it. One thing about, this town, Montville in particular, or this area, is we just have a lot of independent people. And they come from all walks of life. They look at the world all different ways. But as long as we leave each other be, you don't push your lifestyle on me. I don't push my lifestyle on you. We can all get along.
There you go.
And that's what Mainers want. That's all they want.
So true.
That's all they
Leave
want.
me alone, baby. Live free.
Leave me alone. You do you. I do me.
Yeah.
That's what Mainers want. That's what independents want.
Right. That's why we have such a large independent unenrolled.
You can't. That's
faction.
exactly right.
Right.
Knowing that, understanding that, you can't win the governorship of the state of Maine without the independent vote.
There you go. Well, maybe a couple of years.
Well, you got mine.
Right. You're the man.
You got mine.
Right. You're like a rock. You know that, right?
You got mine.
Friend of mine, take it easy, take it easy. Don't let the sound of your own wheel